either this way, which is the most common way. You'll see people do this. The other way that's most common is you'll see this. You can do it on any angle, but you're going to do it on these angles. So dos manos can be used to block with, which I'm going to discuss in my sister's fighting method that she lets you do in one of her fighting stances. And you can use it to switch grips. You can use it to propel your weapon, and there are a bunch of different ways to do that. And you can use it to recover your weapon. Does that make sense? But right now, I need you to get in a little bit of space. You're going to do just a downward figure eight. Occasionally, you're going to push on either side. You're going to work the coordination. You're going to know why this live hand has to be in here for this reason, among many reasons, is being able to create more force with my strike without actually having to put two hands on my stick or sword. Does that make sense? This particular method here is appropriate for blade. Some of the stuff that we're going to do will not be appropriate for blade because I will be grabbing and handling my stick or sword in a way that's not conscientious of the edge. However, if I had to choose between living and getting a cut on my hand, I'm going to choose a cut on my hand and make up a really good story for when I'm at the bar. All right? So grab it. Actually, you don't need a partner. We're just going to do that movement. No footwork. You can do here. You can do. It doesn't matter. We're just going to work that one motion first. Okay? Push, pull, push. So now I'm just on my wrist, right? And I'm going to push through, push through, push through, or pull, push. Four angles of attack, right? Four angles of attack. Yeah, you got it? And I'm going to teach it first off the two. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, but I'm going to push the stick instead, right? So what I did was I drew my hand back and pushed my stick forward to accelerate the stick. Right? So I'm here and I go bam, here. And so this hand comes out really quick. I get a tight stroke and then I get a trap or a check or a heel palm strike or an eye. It doesn't really matter. But what I'm doing is I'm actually drawing my weapon hand back as I throw my empty hand, my live hand or my shield hand forward. Right? So I'm going to push. Right? So to reiterate, to review, we started with this. And then every once in a while we pushed. Right? Or we got to this side, we pulled. And then the other one I did, when I look at the arc, look how far my arm is reaching from my body as I do this. This is a nice long range way of adding force, so on and so forth. And then I did a tight one where I cantilevered the puño or the butt of the stick and I pulled it, missed it that time. So I come through here, I go here, and I go here, right? So this gives me a tight power stroke, right? Then we were doing pushing and pulling with the whole thing, where I'm coming through here, we're doing threes and fours. And then I emphasize push or pull and catch. So you accelerate, decelerate, right? Throw it out there and then catch it and recover it, right? So those are some of the things. Now what I'm saying is I'm going to go like this, but then I'm going to draw my hand like I did a cantilever, but I'm going to, I guess, cantilever on the other side. A good way of looking at it. And accelerate it that way, right? So you're trying to find different ways to add force to your blow with the second hand. This motion here, right? The forehand, I come through here, and my wrist turns over. So I'm coming through here to accelerate. This is what's accelerating, and the slight pull that I'm creating with my arm is what accelerates that stick. So it changes the timing. So let's say it doesn't appreciably increase the power. I don't know, I don't have the type of instrumentation that I would need to say that. But it does change the timing of the delivery, changes the arc. So if your opponent is preconditioned to a particular kind of striking method, or preconditioned to your striking methods in a prolonged engagement, right? You can change the timing, right? Being able to change your timing on your opponent, right? How valuable is that to a boxer? Right? How valuable is hand cannon? Being able to change the timing on your opponent, especially while keeping your own time and rhythm, is extremely valuable. So it's just another tool, another little trick you throw in there that tweaks them. And you want them twisted, you want them uncertain. And so what happens is you're expecting something like this, and then all of a sudden something like that comes out. It might not have more force, but it might open new opportunities for me as well. Does that make sense? So, what I want you to do now is go back to the 1 and 2, pushing and pulling, right? Cantilevering underneath, right? Cantilevering over top, and work all of those so that you can get them naturally together. Yeah? Each successional movement should make you a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable until it's second nature to you now.